Hey everyone, my name's Jonesy. Welcome to my pool room. I practice in here at least a little bit every single day, but decided that moving forward I'm gonna try to start putting a little bit more pressure on my practice sessions so I can hopefully get better for big tournaments. I have a lot of them coming up. So for this practice session, what I'm gonna do is play 15 racks of 9-ball. We're gonna be racing against the Ghost. So off the break, I'm gonna take ball in hand. If I run that rack out, it's a win. If I miss at any point, it's an automatic loss. The Ghost never misses. Sometimes I'll mix it up, but for the sake of this, and who knows, maybe I make this a series, that's what we're rolling with. If I missed any rules, I will put them over the video. But other than that, let's get started. So I hope you all enjoy. Let's get practicing. All right, let's try this out. I've never really done commentary for pool, let alone my own games, but I think I'm going to try my best to walk you guys through my thought process. Hopefully I get better at this as we go, because I'm not super great right now, but we'll see how this progresses. Anyway, like I said, we're going to take ball in hand off the break in this series. Got to give myself a little bit of advantage since the Ghost never misses. This is a pretty easy one. Just going to roll up onto the 2. However, very first shot came up short, so we're going to have to play this off the bottom rail and come back, which is easy enough, and I executed it pretty well. From here, it's a pretty routine out as long as I get to the right side of the shot lines, which if I recall correctly, I believe I do. Real quick, just want to mention the jersey that I'm wearing is a Jam Up jersey, fully custom Jam Up jersey. If you need jerseys or shirts or hoodies, anything like that for your competition, you can do fully custom jerseys and get your name, your team names on there. It was an awesome process working with them to design this. I went back and forth with the vision that I had, this Viking theme, the shield, the crosses, and they made it all come true. So check them out when you can. I am a ambassador for them. I have a discount code in the description of this video. So managed to run out the first game, which is awesome. 1 up on the Ghost. The second one, boy, I already don't remember this. So I guess we're gonna find this out at the same time. Pretty easy though, just a little shot on the one on the side, left myself the angle to draw back for the 3. I definitely wouldn't want to overhit this. Easy to get yourself hooked on the, looks like the 6 ball there. And this should be easy enough to just kind of draw out of it. Shoot the 6 in the same corner. Oh, already the wrong ball. Look at that. 4 ball. I am going to have to figure out how to see these better, but good thing I left myself well enough for that. 4 ball, 6 ball, down for the 8. Let's see how I do this. Oh, I missed the 6. Wow. All right, starting strong, 1-1. That's too bad. It looks like I kind of rushed that shot a little bit, but if past me shooting that shot is anything like future me, he may not have even known what he was shooting at, so all good. All right, on to rack number 3. Let's see how this goes. Even though I'm taking ball in hand, I am trying my best to practice my breaks at the same time. Obviously, I wouldn't get ball in hand in a competition, so I'm kind of keeping it in mind. Like this clearly isn't a super great break. For one, I've got the clusters towards the bottom rail, but also I wouldn't have had a great shot at the one. So, you know, just keeping these types of shots in mind uh, for future breaking. I do remember this game. I was devastated. Ball in hand, very first shot. This is the surest sign of every single shot deserves your full respect. So, a little disappointing, but move on. As I was coming up learning the game, a good friend of mine, the late, great Dave Mackey, told me really good advice that really shaped the way I play. You know, don't want to sound like a hypocrite, just made the mistake I'm about to refer to, but what he said is never think while you're shooting and never shoot while you're thinking. And I really try hard to focus on what I'm doing, you know, when I'm standing at the table. And then once I get down on my shot, you know what to do, you just execute it. All right, so what I am doing here, instead of the easy shot up into the top right corner, I elected to follow this shot. Another little bit of advice I heard once is draw for show and follow for the dough. I don't know how true that is because I'm pretty good at drawing. However, I do think it's a little bit easier to get your shape if you can position yourself for the follow shot. Anyway, left myself pretty good on that too. Shot it in the side. However, I got a little straight on it, so I had to set myself up for this bank. Luckily, it was a pretty easy one, just a little cross-side. I left myself well for it, and the 4 is relatively easy, being right there in the middle of the table. I am kind of remembering this game. I am running it out pretty well. Left myself for the 5. Perfect shot on the 6, and then spoiler alert, devastation going from the 6 to the 8. However, you know, feel good with this rack despite the outcome that's about to take place. Yeah, not fun. A little disappointing, but oh well. Another one to the ghost. Jonesy's doing a little poorly here, but that's fine. It's early. Got to keep the head in the game. Keep going. All right, now rack 4. If I recall, yeah, I really liked this break. Normally when I break 9-ball, I'm really trying hard to just leave the cue ball in the middle of the table. And I got the result I wanted. However, I won't lie that I did that by kind of getting fortunate. Normally, you just want to stick it off that head ball. In this case, I did go off of a rail, but in a competition where I'm not taking ball in hand, I would have been happy with that break. Off that first shot, the 1 ball, left myself a little tricky shot off the 2. Just really got to be soft here because you're going straight at that 3. Fortunately, left myself enough room. From here, it should be pretty easy. Kind of follow it. 4 up in there in the side. Going to shoot this down towards the head rail, come back for the 6, and just use a little left-hand English to get on the left side of the 6 here, since the 9 was halfway blocking the corner pocket. From there, pretty easy. Just stop shot from there to the 7. Just a little follow to head up table for the 8. I did overhit this, I recall. Yeah. Awesome job, Jonesy. But that's fine. We're going to kind of have to get lucky in this one. Cut the 8 in the corner, and we're just poking and praying at this point. Yeah, I got pretty lucky not to scratch there, but oh well. 9 ball sits in front of the side pocket, luckily, and that's game number 2 for the good guys. Now, I don't know if you get up in full tournament apparel when you're practicing. I don't always do this. I won't lie. I'm not trying to put on a show here. However, I heard once in an old podcast. I think it was called the Action Report. I can't even remember who the player was, but I remember specifically a player talking about how they practice. Um, and it really resonated with me because the what the person said was that they, have a full busy life. It's not like as pool players we can do this full time. We still have full time jobs and all that stuff, life obligations and all that. Ooh, side note: this is this 4. I swear it could pass this 5 in the corner pocket. I really wish I stroked it a little better or a little cleaner, because I swear this could have passed. But I just barely nicked the 5. A little disappointing, but oh well. Anyway, as far as practicing, what I heard in that podcast is that we all have busy lives. So you don't have 8 hours of practice. Maybe you've got only 15 minutes. But you got to make those 15 minutes as, you got to put as much pressure on it, have it mimic real life conditions as best as possible. So those 15 minutes, if, even though they're only 15 minutes, they're 15 solid minutes. So, when I'm practicing at home, I can't really walk by this pool table without at least knocking a few balls down. However, when I really sit down or not sit down, but when I really focus on practicing, I like to make it as pressure filled and as tournament like and all that as possible. So I'll throw on my jersey. I'll always wear shoes because I'm never going to walk in a pool hall in my socks. So everything's got to be as close to the real thing as possible. Yeah, just my 2 cents. So anyway, as far as this rack is concerned, that 3 ball, I way put the wrong English on that. I was supposed to put right hand English on it to kind of come straight up the table. Not only that, I hit it way too hard. Left myself this tester on the 5. But it is what it is. You just got to buckle down, and sometimes you just got to make a shot, right? Was able to drill that. Really, I didn't have to worry so much about the leave because of where the 7 ball is. Just make it, and then anywhere from on the table, you're gonna have a shot at this 6-7 combo, and then it's out from there. Well, I shouldn't say out from there. Should be out from there. I did miss a ball in hand earlier, but who's counting? Last 2 shots. Make the 8. Leave yourself perfect for the 9. That's about it. Gonna be 3-4. Little therapeutic, laying back, watching your own games. Some of the things I will diagnose on myself so far. I've shot fast a couple times. I think for the most part I've done pretty well to focus, but there definitely were a couple shots that I shot a little fast. Maybe got a little out of line. That 3 ball hit it way too hard in the last rack. You really don't need to hit so hard. I think that is a pretty common thing that I try to work on with begin, beginner players. I hate saying lower skill players. I just beginner players. I think it's a pretty common mistake to overhit, which I'm still guilty of myself. I'm not perfect by any means. But just keep it in mind. You don't have to hit too hard. It's all about the stroke. If you put a good stroke on it, follow through, you can get that ball to do whatever you want to do. Here, I was pretty lucky. I kind of didn't leave myself great, but the 4 is so deep in the side, I was able to draw out of it. From here, everything's pretty plug and play. The 6 and the 8 are both sitting in front of pockets, and got pretty lucky there. Forgot about that. Little heart attack, but that's fine. I will say, here's a perfect example of hitting too hard. I think I thought I had to stroke the heck out of this and brought it all the way over to the side of the table, which left it actually pretty straight on the 8. All I had to do, the natural angle, it was the stop shot or just a little pinch shot, and shooting the shot or the 8 ball up in that corner pocket and letting the cue ball come around the table. It would have been perfect, or natural angle, but oh well. Left myself a little tester here, but shouldn't be too much of a problem if I just buckle down and shoot the dang shot. And it's 4-4. That's right. It's a little late in the video, but while I'm thinking about it, this is a pretty new setup. I mean, I've had this pool room for a while, but trying to get a little camera set up and all that stuff. I noticed in my opening video, didn't really have the best lighting on my face. Gonna have to work on that for future videos, but overall, let me know what you think of the setup. I'm pretty happy with it so far. I don't remember this game at all, but kind of... Oh, actually just remembered what this game is. So, off that first ball, I really meant to give myself a little bit more angle. I'm pretty dang straight on this too, as you can tell by my disgruntled face right now. I've got a couple of options, but right as I go to shoot that, the pups let me know they want back in, so we're going to take 2 seconds. Be right back.
A few moments later.
All right, we're back. So, as I said, we're pretty dang straight on this too. I've got a couple of options. I'll tell you right now, I go with the wrong option, but that's fine. I wish that I had drew it back just a hair, and shot the 3, just cut the 3 in the same corner and try to come out of it. What I try to do is roll forward to shoot it in the corner or the side, and I think that's the problem. Even as I just said that, I wasn't decided on whether or not I was shooting it in the corner or the side, so left myself in no man's land. It is what it is. Dave's looking down on me, kicking me for, shooting and thinking at the same time, but that's fine. I actually made a pretty good shot there. However, 5 balls right in the middle of the table, and I'm not even on a good line to try to bank this. And it is what it is. I'm gonna need to work on shots like that. Those little tiny little leaves, something I definitely need to work on. I really didn't give it the respect it deserved, like I have said so many times. So, got to learn from that. So, we're into the 10th game now. Still feel like I'm breaking pretty well. Every single rack I have made something, so that's nice. That's good to know. Haven't always left myself a good shot, so like this one, even if I wasn't taking ball in hand, that was not the best leave, so need to work on that. In this shot, the 1 and the 2 are very close. The 2 moves, I promise you that one ball, I hit it first. It was just really close. It was going to hit the 2 no matter what. Really happy with my leave on this 3. Almost exactly what I wanted. I think I wanted to come up probably an inch or 2 shorter than that, so I could play the cue ball down to the bottom rail and then shoot the 4 into the left side pocket. However, I got really straight, but it was perfect to just nick these 2 balls apart, and fortunately wound up with a shot on the 4. From here, if I remember right, it's pretty routine out. I don't know. I guess we'll find out together. 5 ball in the side, 6 up in the top right, 7 back down into that same side. Follow it down for the 9. I think we should be good. Real quickly, for any of you who are new to me or are just finding out about me, I just want to mention I'm also a woodworker. A lot of the stuff in this room, including that little table that the slot machine is on, the 2 chairs and the little round table on the right, as well as a lot of the cue rack on the left, the frames for those 2 movie posters, all of that stuff I made in my shop. So just a little shout out to Jones Works Woodworking. All right, so 2/3 of the way, and we are tied at 5-5. Not too bad for my first time. I kind of thought that having a camera in the room would give me more nerves, but not too bad. I mean, I would love to be winning against the Ghost, but it is what it is. So this has by far been the worst break of the match. The 1, the 2, and the 8 are all tied up. Sometimes when I do this, this type of practice session, because of breaks like this, I will say, okay, if I can make a crazy safe, then and then when I go to try to get out of that safe, if I can't do it, then it counts as a good shot and I can continue the run. For the sake of this series, I decided not to do that. I would just straight up, once you miss, you lose. So my only option that I can see is try to, I don't know, that was a horrible shot, but I looked at several things and none of them worked. So that was just a quick loss. Kind of sucks after tying it back up 5-5, but it is what it is. You got to roll with the punches. I mean, heck, 9 ball. For all I know, the Ghost snapped the 9 on that one, so that's what we'll go with. So anyway, this was also not a great break for the simple fact that I scratched in a, if I weren't taking ball in hand, that'd be an awful break. But luckily that's not the rules here. And after the tomfoolery of the last rack, I'm gonna take that little victory. Perfect example of me not knowing what to say at a camera, but it is what it is. 1-2 combo, 2 ball setting up for the 3. The 3 ball here, I remember that shot. Not only do I rattle the 3, drew it right into the corner pocket. Realizing, I remember what was going through my head in this moment. I started to realize, it's been 11 games, getting a little too loose. So I remember going up to this next rack thinking, I got to tighten it up. That is just unacceptable. I wouldn't ever win a tournament if I was able to just throw caution to the wind like I did in the last two racks. So gonna try to tighten it up here, and let's see how I do. So same thing as earlier. Took the shot that I didn't have to draw. I was able to follow for an easier leave on that too because it was such a tight little window. Didn't get the best angle on it. I actually intended to go forward a little bit further. That way I could be on the other side of the 3 right here. But no worries. Was able to get the shot. Cut the 3 into the corner right there. Get onto the 5, and we're in pretty good shape here. Should be, and this is an example, exactly what I was talking about. When I decided before this game started, you got to button it up. That's what this is I'm actually taking the time to plot out my routes again, visualizing where the cue ball's going to go, what I should have been doing the last couple racks. So sometimes you just got to refocus yourself, and that is okay. But left myself a little long. However, pretty easy shot. Just take your time. Smooth stroke. Don't have to hit it too hard. And we're set up for the 9. So 6-7. All right, so as far as analyzing breaks is concerned, this is one I remember. This is not a great break. This is actually a pretty awful break given the clusters and how the cue ball went forward and all that stuff. I noticed when I hit this break, I realized I was standing up during the break, so definitely something I need to work on. Really got to focus on a smooth, solid hit. Don't have to crush it. Any sort of solid contact, you're going to get a good break. This shot, I had a little angle, decided to play it off the top rail, nicked a ball I shouldn't have, and that 2 ball is completely blocked. So my only real chance is getting lucky, which sucks. Here we are, 6-7. If I don't get out here, then it's a guarantee that the ghost wins. Almost got lucky getting that 2 off the 4, but don't. So score is now 6-8. So the ghost for sure won, but try to leave this last rack with my dignity at least. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, that was a much better break. The cue ball stayed close to the center. It did, shift off a little bit, but made a few balls. Wasn't banging around like in the last one. I stayed down on the break, so it's nice to see Jonesy down there learning from his mistakes, which is nice. Now, shoot that 1 ball up in the top right. I did come up short on where I wanted to go, but I actually really like this shot. Just go forward, and I actually got lucky. So that's the way this is going to end. 7-8 being the final score. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that. The final score was 7-8, so I lost, but that's okay. Tough opponent, and it just means I can learn and grow from here. Some of the things that I noticed while I was playing, I definitely shot fast on a couple shots. So take my time, really think out my patterns. I moved a couple balls that I didn't want to, so position play, got to work on that. Every shot deserves respect, no matter how easy. One of my losses was a ball in hand on my opening shot. Every shot deserves your full respect. Never take a shot for granted. So got to keep that in mind moving forward. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed that. For all your tournament gear, jerseys, things like that, go to jamup.com. Use my promo code in the description. For all you locals, the pocket of Boise is where it's at. I think that's it for now. We'll see you in the next video.